This 20-year-old Phoenix man didn't make the smartest decision. Earl Morrison had stolen a $160,000 diamond from a package while working for UPS. Think he went on a shopping spree? Not quite. Instead of doing so, he took the diamond and traded it for something worth 8,000 times less. A $20 bag of marijuana. Where he had expected to find cash, he found the expensive jewel. And without thinking twice or finding the right person to trade with, Morrison resorted to selling the diamond for a little bit of pot before later getting caught by police. This particular robber was just a little too nervous. He entered the Halifax bank with a gun in one hand and a bag to carry the cash in the other. He made his way to the front counter and demanded that the cashier give him £700,000. So far, so good, right? He next planned to hand over the bag so the cashier could fill it with money. Instead, he got a little mixed up and handed over his gun. Followed by a brief pause, the robber realized his mistake and attempted to grab his gun back. With the gun pointed at him, he managed to make a run for it. Oh yeah, and he didn't go empty-handed, as he pedaled off on a bank employee's bicycle. In 1995, Klaus Schmidt decided he would try and rob a bank by walking in with a pistol and demanding money. Seems like a pretty basic bank heist, right? However, as this robbery progressed, bank employees noticed something a little odd. At one point, one of the employees asked the robber if he needed a bag. He replied saying, "You're damn right it's a real gun." This is when they realized they were being robbed by an obvious deaf person. One employee decided to take advantage of this by sounding the alarm. Schmidt remained oblivious the whole time until the police had shown up. He eventually was taken into custody and tried to sue the bank for exploiting his disability.
What?
Late 2009, Joey Miller, age 20, and Matthew McNally, age 23, came up with quite an ingenious plan to keep themselves disguised. But don't take the word ingenious too seriously. When these robbers decided to break into an apartment, instead of using a more traditional disguise like a mask, they chose to draw on their own faces with permanent markers. Not thinking very well beforehand, permanent markers are not an easy thing to erase. So when this so-called devious duo were pulled over by the police, they were easily recognizable.
Damn.
On March 23, 2010, Albert Bailey may have deserved an A for effort in this not-so-smart robbery plan. But it would earn him the next 9 years behind bars. Bailey thought it would be a smart move to call the bank ahead of time to let them know he was coming to rob them. This way the bank would have the money ready before he got there. Smart idea, right? Not quite. Bailey then sent his juvenile accomplice along with a note, so the bank would know exactly who he was. At this point, bank employees had police on the phone ready. He went in demanding $100,000, but didn't get anything more than $900 before walking outside into the arms of police. A 26-year-old woman decided to go to Applebee's to have a few drinks. She looked her age, and employees said she wouldn't have needed to use her ID, but she decided to anyway. Before receiving her drink, she handed the waitress a driver's license. Whose driver's license was it exactly? It was the license of the waitress that was serving her. The waitress remained calm and cool, told the customer she was off to get her drink, and called the police instead. Earlier that year, the Applebee's employee had lost her wallet containing all of her cards and cash, which ended up stolen and never returned. This thief got exactly what she had coming to her. October 2014, a Georgia man named Alvin Cross Jr. sent a message to the wrong person, and it resulted in him serving 2 more years in prison. When attempting to text his drug dealer, he accidentally sent the text message to his parole officer. The message read, "You have some weed?" The text landed Cross 1 year in prison for violating his probation, and another year on a drug charge when police raided his apartment and found cocaine. Always double check who you're texting.
Damn.
The largest bill currently in circulation in the United States is the $100 bill. That didn't stop 53-year-old Michael Fuller from going to his local Walmart and attempting to use a $1 million note. Fuller, who should have done his research, attempted to use the fake bill to purchase a microwave, vacuum, and other items totaling $476. He then expected to receive $999,524 in change. Police were eventually called. Fuller was then charged with attempting to obtain goods under false pretense and uttering a forged instrument. In 2008, 18-year-old Ruben Zarate wanted to rob a muffler and exhaust shop in Chicago. He entered the store armed with a gun and demanded all the money they had. There was one problem, though. Most of the money was in the store's safe, and only the manager could open it. Luckily, the manager wasn't in, and this thief didn't have a brain. Ruben decided that he would try again later, and to save himself some time, he left his cell phone number with the store employees. That way, they could call him when the manager returned. Not surprisingly, the employees called Chicago police. When they arrived, they instructed the employees to call the robber. Zarate shortly returned to find officers waiting for him.
Oh, you don't do that, man.
In 2010, a burglar was found in a San Bernardino County home. But it's the way he was caught that makes this burglary so hysterical. On a late Saturday night, an Oak Hill community couple discovered the thief in their home after the husband told his wife a joke and heard a laugh come from upstairs.
It's not over yet. Bruh. One job.
5 teenagers were arrested in connection to burglaries in Florida when it was revealed that the burglars stole 2 urns, thinking they were stealing drugs. The group robbed a woman's home in Silver Spring Shores and stole the ashes of her father and 2 of her dogs. The thieves thought they were stealing either heroin or cocaine, but they soon realized their mistake upon snorting the contents. What exactly made them think the woman owned illegal drugs, or that she would keep them in an urn, remains a mystery. A 39-year-old man in Alliance was wanted due to driving under suspension, but ended up being arrested on charges of misuse of 911 and drug paraphernalia possession. The man, who was already a person of interest, basically gave himself up to the police after he called 911 to complain about his wife. The wife had apparently enraged him by taking his cocaine without asking first. Apparently unaware of how the legal system works, the man called the police to report that she was stealing from his illegal drug stash. The police arrived on the scene shortly, but not to arrest the alleged drug thief. Jasmine Claire gave the criminal life a go, but she was obviously not up to the task. The first lesson Claire failed to learn was that every good criminal is inconspicuous. Most of all, no one engaging in criminal activities successfully ever advertises their intention. Claire did quite the opposite when she decided to pick up a package holding 24 pounds of cocaine, driving a car with a license plate reading "Smuggler," and into a hotel called the Smuggler's Inn. Claire was easily arrested by police working on a tip while they were stalking the Pizza Hut she was picking up the package at. Addiction is a powerful thing, which makes people unreasonable and downright dumb. Walter Gaver.
Don't do child pornography. Do not watch child pornography. It ain't worth it, guys and girls. Okay? It ain't worth it.
Addicted to child pornography is the perfect example. The porn producer was arrested in his California home where the police found illegal content on his computer. Gaver was taken into custody immediately. He was sat down for an interview with the deputy police chief, with the objective being figuring out if the content found was just random. Gaver still had his cell phone on him. While sitting in an interrogation room with the deputy right across the table from him, he was downloading child porn. Obviously, he immediately destroyed any chance he ever had of defending himself from the accusations. A group of men were operating a drugs factory in South Wales. They seemed to be quite professional, using 9,000 square feet to grow cannabis in insulated boxes. The group was well organized, hiding their business from the company they rented the storage units from. The only flaw in their plan was the fact that the storage units they were using were right next door to the police. Overconfidence seems to be the greatest flaw in this operation. No matter how well you think you know the tricks of your trade, carrying out an illegal industrial-sized operation just behind police headquarters is never a good idea. A pair of shoplifters managed to make it out of Target with a whole stash of stolen DVDs. The 2 young men were very proud of themselves, and full of excitement, contemplated a career in crime. Unfortunately for them, luck was not on their side. By some incredible twist of fate, one of the shoplifters accidentally dialed 911 on the unlocked cell phone resting in his pocket. The 911 operator listening on the other side witnessed the entire conversation about the amazing crime the 2 so easily committed. The overheard bragging cut their criminal careers short. The Lakeview Police Department made an easy arrest simply by playing a game of Marco Polo with the suspect. The man arrested for trespassing caught the attention of the police when he decided to leave an El Lago restaurant without paying his bill. The man proceeded to enter a vacant building right across the street, which the police followed him into. The officer who was searching the building had quite a sense of humor and didn't expect to find the man at all. So he jokingly called out, "Marco," while looking for the suspect. Quite unexpectedly, the man gave his location away by yelling, "Polo!" Darren Kimpton learned that timing is everything the hard way. The 49-year-old heroin addict failed at 2 attempts of robbery on the same night. The first house turned out to be too big of a challenge, and Kimpton failed to get inside. What he did do, though, was cut himself and leave his DNA on the scene. He then proceeded to attempt to burglarize another house, one that the police were already inside of over an unrelated incident. The house in question had already been robbed the same night, and the police were inside interviewing the owner when Kimpton carelessly broke in. A man attempted to rob a New York bank, armed with strong language and a toilet plunger. Deptola started yelling out obscenities and demanding bags be filled up with money. His weapon of choice was a toilet plunger he threatened the employees with. Unfortunately for him, the plunger was not intimidating enough to get him the goods, or stop anyone from calling the police. Michael Don Mitchell is a burglar who got betrayed by his empty stomach. Mitchell broke into a house and collected $87 in cash and change, taking a green reusable shopping bag and a black fleece hood as souvenirs. Apparently he just couldn't help himself and he had to take a quick break and have a snack. In a hurry, he ate a can of ravioli. The spaghetti sauce ended up being his demise, as the stains he had around his mouth are what tipped the police off that he was exactly the man they were looking for.
God damn it. One job.